Hello, are you ready for some paper pumpkin? I don't know if you have punched out all your stuff, but there were a lot of pieces. I have a bag of fall pieces and a bag of Halloween pieces. So we'll have lots of stuff to use for a long time. All right, I'll show you, and I haven't tied the other end of these yet because I haven't stuffed them, but I was playing the other day, and these ones I pretty much copied from what they had pictured on the directions. And so tonight I'll do one Halloween and one fall one, but there's really no set way to do it. You can put it together however you want. So let's get started. Let's see, for the Halloween one. And so you have, I think it's 20 of these. Yep, 20 of these. And so you punch out all the little diamonds. So that's the first thing you do. Hi, Betty. Hi, Patience. Glad you could join me. All right. I don't know what you can do with those pieces. I threw my last ones away. There comes a point where you can't save everything. All right, and then it's got score lines going across the ends. So you're going to burnish those. Whoops, I got two of them. And burnish this. And then the other end, same thing. And then all the little ones going the other way. That's your ends. Now you're going to burnish all of these ones. And I don't know that it matters which way you do it first, just as long as you get all the folds burnished like this. Hey, Nancy. Welcome. Michelle said she was going to be about 15 minutes late. I said, well, we may be almost done by then because there's not as much to these. There's only really, one thing, and then it's just a matter of how you decorate it. But I thought I would do one Halloween and one fall. All right. I think I wanted this one the other way, but that's okay. We'll do the fall one first. So now it came with some strips, these adhesive strips, and so you have to kind of make sure you get just the one you want and that it comes off. There we go. It's not hard. Just want to make sure you've got it. And they said put it towards the fold. So that's what I did. And then you peel that up. And then you're overlapping one full panel. So you're going to match these up. And once you feel like it's matched up, it's easier if I do it this way. And once you feel like it's matched up, then I kind of go in and squeeze it on the ends. And then I just kind of squeeze it like that. So now it's all together. And then this is going to be my fall one. So I'm going to take, I believe it was 12 inches. Let me double check because I don't want to run out of twine. Yes, 12 inches of baker's twine. So let me just measure off 12 inches. I'm just doing this over on one of my grid papers over here on my desk. And I did not try and tie a knot first. You could, I'm one end, but I just tied it in a bow. But if you pull it least I didn't have any trouble. I had to do it a couple of times, but if you pull it tight enough, then it'll kind of stay. It might loosen up a little bit, but not much. And then you can just tie a bow. Because you want them to be able to open it without destroying it. There we go. So that's one end. And then you would put your whatever treats. And I haven't played around yet to see what you can put in there. I bet I might have some kisses. Let's see if I do. Yeah. I bet you could put some kisses in there. Oh, yeah. That's 3. Let's see. 4, 5. Yep. Looks like about 6 kisses you can put in there. And then you would take another 12 inches since we've got this. Where did I put the white twine? There it is. We'll just go ahead and put this one together. So now I'm going to take another 12 inches and tie the top. So this one will be all done. See if I can tie another bow on camera. That's always a challenge. These with twine, it's a little easier, usually. Of course, as soon as I say that, come here. There we go. All right. So now we have our candy ready, and this was the fall one. And I just, see if I can do this without dumping them all on the floor. I just got to where I would just kind of lay stuff out. So I decided to start with this. And then I wanted a pumpkin. I wanted some, whatever this curly Q stuff is. So I just kind of start laying it out. Then might need a leaf coming out of here. These are hard to pick up. So I kind of tucked a leaf back behind that pumpkin. And then a leaf. And then I decided this pumpkin should go over here. And we do need to stamp something. And maybe a leaf by it. And a flower. And then my sentiment. And then maybe a little flower on the end of my sentiment. So that's kind of what I was thinking, is something like that. Hey, Debbie. I'm glad you could join us. So the Stampin' Spot that you got is Cajun Craze. And I've just got my full-size one. Oh, sorry, it's probably somebody trying to sell us something. And I'm going to use Give Thanks, because this is going to be my fall one. So I'm going to use Give Thanks. I'm just going to stamp it in the middle of this. And I'm going to, you don't really need the foam mat with these as much, but it will help me see where the edge of my, because it's just a thin font, but it helps me see where the edge of my tag is. Am I up far enough? I always forget I need to be up a little bit farther. So that makes it easier to see. And then it's just a matter of putting this all together. So they gave us glue dots, and that's what I used, but I used my Take Your Pick tool. So now I'm going to kind of deconstruct this a little bit, and I'm just going to start putting glue dots on here and sticking stuff to it. So we'll put a leaf there. We'll put a curly Q like that maybe. And there's really no right or wrong way to do this. So however you end up, I'm going to have little white circles everywhere, like we used to have at Yogurt Mountain when we were there. Hopefully someday we'll be able to go back there. And then let's do another leaf. He's going to be kind of over here. Just the white circle, not the whole thing. Stick him like that. we'll put a pumpkin. Whoops. Put a pumpkin there. And then let's put a flower there. Like that. And put my other pumpkin over here. I'm not sure why I turned the pumpkin over. I think it's just easier to build it like this than to try and put the adhesive on the back. So let's make him kind of go that way. And then I am going to use, and I'm going to, no, I can't remember. I'm going to get my mini dimensionals. Just because I know they'll fit on there. And I'm going to put them a little bit towards the center, so I don't have to worry about it going off the edge. And I'm going to put that like right there. And let's see if I left enough room for this little flower over here. He'll kind of hang off if I can pick him up. There we go. All right, and now that we've got this built, so I just layered up a bunch of stuff. However you want to do it is just fine. Then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to take some glue dots and put them on the back. And there may be some that are kind of sticking through from where I put other things on there, and that's fine too. But I'm going to do 3. Oops, get over there. There we go. And then I like to find where my seam is. So there's my seam. I don't want to put it right there on the seam. I want to put it somewhere else. And then you just stick it on there. And now you have this nice treat to give somebody. Isn't that fun? These are really cute. I like these. Okay, let's do a Halloween one because it's still Halloween time. All right, this time I'm going to use the striped side. And I'm guessing this is pumpkin pie. So the other side was the Cajun Craze. That gingham side is the Cajun Craze, like the ink that we're using. And this side is pumpkin pie. They also used Bumblebee. That's the yellow that's in there. And then I believe the green is Old Olive. And then the brown that we had on the little curlicue thing is Cinnamon Cider. And they tell you all this on the back of the directions. They tell you all the colors that are, they call them coordinating colors or something, I don't remember. But they tell you all those, so you know what colors you've got in case you want to use some other inks with it if you wanted to make some more projects and use some of those inks. That way you know what colors to use. One more. Oops. Okay. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get my strips of adhesive, and I'm going to take one strip. There we go. And I'm going to put it near the fold, which is what they said to do. Ooh, I almost got too far down on that one, didn't I? And then match these up. So you just want to make sure that these edges match up pretty well. And then I usually reach in from either end and then squeeze it. Then it's nice and stuck. All right, now I'm going to use the black twine because I'm doing a Halloween one. So let me get 12 inches of that. I wish we still carried some of this twine. Just the black and white anyway, because it is handy to have. And if you have some left over, you can always save it and use it on other projects. I don't think I have enough kisses over here to fill this one, so we'll not fill it. We won't tie the other end of this one. All right, so there's our container. And so this one, I'm going to use, it may be hard to see since it's white on white, but the more rectangular and the cat. And I have a little white flower. This one I am kind of looking at, oh, they had a curlicue too. One of the pictures. Sometimes it's just easier to look at a picture and copy that. The last one I just kind of started throwing stuff together. So I have a white flower, and it looks like they had a curlicue. So let me get a curlicue. Let's use another cinnamon cider curlicue. So I'm looking at this one right here, if you can see that. So curlicue, oh, they have a leaf sticking out too. So let's grab, there, one of these, a Cajun Craze leaf. Oops. All right, so let's do our stamping on this one. I'm going to say, have a happy Halloween. Oops. And we'll use the same Cajun Craze. I'm going to get my foam mat again because that does help at least figure out where I want to stamp. Whoops. Oh, I got a dimensional back on it. Okay, let's try this again. So now I can see. I can't see who said that. Somebody was amazed at the number of pieces. Oh, I think it was it Debbie? Oh, it's Patience, yes. You put 2 kits together? Wow, Patience. Yeah, there's a ton of pieces. I posted that picture yesterday and said, if you're going to craft with me, then have your pieces cut out beforehand or punched out beforehand because there's a lot. All right. We're done with that. All right, now we're just going to start building our thing again. So I'm getting my little cheat sheet on this one. So, oh, they have a green leaf too. Let me grab a green leaf. Let me see if I can find a green leaf. I couldn't figure out the best way to do these, so I just dumped them in here. And so when I get ready to craft again, I'll probably just dump them all out and just start playing. All right, so they've got, and I think I'm going to do, I'll do it on the leaf, on the front of the leaf. So it looks like they have a leaf sticking out the left side of the sentiment. Oh, and the flower goes there first. One moment. Let's put our flower in there first. Let's do here. Because he's on top of the leaf. You have to kind of figure out what order you're going to do them in. So we're going to have our flower poking out. And then our leaf there. And then another leaf on the other side. Come on. So this guy's coming out the other side. Whoops, come on. Stick to the leaf, not to my... There we go. Debbie said, I agree, there are a ton of things. Yes, a ton. All right, so he's kind of sticking out on this side. And then we have our cat. So this whole thing is going to go like on the cat. So we just want maybe a couple right here on his back side, kind of. All right, so that's gonna go like that. Oh, he's so cute. And then we have the yellow flower up here. So we'll put one on the edge of it. So yeah, your bonus project, I used some of these pieces because I figured you had plenty that you could use some for your bonus project. All right, so that's gonna go like up here on his back, and then the curly Q is gonna go, whoops, I guess kind of like that. I think I'll put it on the cat rather than trying to fit it on the curly Q. All right, let's see. It's just gonna kind of go, where do we have it? A little bit poking out like that. All right, so now I think that's it. Now we're ready to stick this on the box, and in this case I think I'm going to put the adhesive on the box. So let me find there's my seam, so this side is fine, and I think it's gonna go pretty far. Yeah, it'll pretty much cover the whole thing, so I don't have to worry about staying in the middle or anything. I think I'm gonna put 4 on here. Whoops. I have plenty of these left over from other kits, so if I use all of these, I have more. Peel all these off. And you could probably use some liquid glue for some of this. It might just be a little messier, or your regular glue dots. All right, so now let's set him about like that. All right, and then once you fill it up, you can tie another bow on there, and there's a Halloween one all ready to go. All right, so that's all you have to do. You just keep getting pieces out and putting them together, and actually I'm going to keep those for my bonus project. All right, so let's do the bonus project, and I will send you all the pieces to do this. White stuff everywhere. So this is the bonus project I created. And so again, like I said, I just used some of the pieces that were in your kit because I think you've got plenty. So I have those all picked out so I don't have to go rummaging around. I've got, this is your pumpkin pie, so that's a 2-inch circle. Then these pieces from your kit, or whatever colors you want. A piece of Cajun Craze. And this is Bumblebee, and so I've got the card base, and then another piece on top that I embossed with that Woven Textures, the one that everybody loves. And let me grab my triple banner punch, and we'll punch the end of this to just slide right in there. Thank you, Patience. There we go. And then for the pumpkin, I'm going to go ahead and bring my, I don't think I really need it, but just to be safe, I'll bring my mat out. I thought about using the hat because it was really cute, but I wanted to do something that was more fall and not Halloween. So I decided to use the pumpkin. I'm just going to get a different block, so I have to clean those ones. So I'm going to just use the pumpkin. And you'll have to do just a little bit of fussy cutting, but I made it easy for you. Ooh, that was close. So you're just, and you've got a piece of white in your kit. So you just stamp your pumpkin. And then you're just gonna cut out the pumpkin. You don't have to cut out curly cues and leaves and all that. You're just gonna cut out the pumpkin. Get my scissors. So that will make it easier. And he's going to be covered up too, so I may go a little fast. We'll see. It's not pretty quick, really. So I'm not worried about that curly cue. And you notice I'm leaving a little bit of white around there, and I'm moving the paper, not my scissors. And if you leave a little bit of white, then people just tend to see the stamped image, and they don't notice if the cutting is not perfect. So that's why we often leave a little halo of white. Just getting between that leaf. Make sure I don't leave any of it sticking out because that might be kind of confusing. And it's not hard at all. This was an easy one to cut. And I made it easier for you. Because we have all these other things we can add to it. We don't need to cut out the leaves and the curlicues. And all right. There we go. So now we have our pumpkin. And so I just did, I think I probably used those same glue dots that I left somewhere to use. Here they are. So I'm going to take and put a curlicue. So I was trying to, what I would do is kind of lay your pumpkin on here. However you think you want it, wherever you think you want it. And then you can, oh, that one had a sticky. See if I can still use it. So like I want my curlicue to come out here. Let's see if this one will still work. So I'll lay that on there and stick my curlicue on. And then lay my pumpkin back on there. So where did my green leaf go? I lost my green leaf. Okay, well I have plenty. Let me find another green leaf. There we go. Let me turn this a little bit because I don't want it going straight out the top. So then I'll put my leaf about there. And again, you're just kind of building up like you did with the tree things. And then you can put your pumpkin on, which I probably would use liquid adhesive or something. But since I have these handy, this is what I'll use. Oh, we do have to stamp our sentiment, don't we? We'll do that in a minute. So now I put my pumpkin on so that he's got his stem and his leaf coming out. And then my flowers. So I'll put the yellow one on. And then that's a bumblebee. And then the Cajun craze. Oh, I didn't get the center poked out of this one. Let's poke the center out. There we go. Thank you, patience. And where did I put I think I put it like right there. All right, so I forgot we need to do our stamping. So this one I did, hello pumpkin. So let me get that stamp. And this one is on the colored label so I can see kind of. The camera's in the way a little bit, so it might not be quite right, but. Oh, it's a little crooked, but that's okay. This one you can't turn it, well, you can turn it over, but you won't have the color on the other side. So I used my mini dimensionals again. And we'll put that across our pumpkin. Whoops, stick there. So we'll just stick that across our pumpkin. All right, and let's finish putting the rest of it together. So I do like to use the liquid glue if it's embossed. I just have a new one, so hopefully I won't get too carried away with it. So we'll put that on our card base, get that out of the way. And I like doing this tone on tone like this. And then we'll put our little piece of Cajun craze. It just needed a little something for the pumpkin to sit on, I thought. There we go. And then I used dimensionals, just regular dimensionals, to put the pumpkin on. And he just sits over here. So there you go. There's your bonus project. So I'll send you everything except, of course, the stamps and the ink and the little pieces, because you'll have all that. But I'll send you the rest of the paper so you can make your own. Thank you, Michelle. You did make it before we finished. Good. I wasn't sure how long this would take. All right. Well, thank you, ladies. Have fun making your treats. And I will see you tomorrow night. I have Facebook Live at 7:30, so I will see you then. Good night.